come at y'all real quick, let y'all know what I think about D10 versus D8 and all the other like cannabinoids and stuff like that. From my experience so far, D10 is like a milder version of D8, and we know D8 is like a milder version of D9. You know what I'm saying? In certain instances, D10 to me feels like a sativa type of high. It's different. It's different than D8. It's much more mellow, and I think like if let's say you want to like do work or you want to like be productive during the day, I highly suggest going for D10 over D8 because D8 can sit you on your ass. D10, I feel like that one is more of like a mellow buzz, kind of like an energy shot for real, because it's just definitely gonna have you up. You know what I'm saying? And with Delta 8 is just like it's heavier. You know what I'm saying? I like Delta 8 better. It hits me a lot harder. That's pretty much what I know about the differences. But yeah, I'll see y'all later, man.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Glam, also known as the Indica Boss, and this video was just to give you my take on the differences between Delta 8 and Delta 10 Serene Tree gummies because I have tried both. And so I just wanted to like share my experience with them and what I felt the difference was in the two. Delta 8, I've had the green apple and I've had the peach. And then Delta 10, I just had the peach flavor. Of the Delta 8, I like the green apple better than the peach. The peach, the faint distillate taste was still there. It was faint, but it was still there. But as far as taste wise, I like the apple better. Delta 10, the peach, the flavor was whatever they did differently, I don't know, but it's working because for me, in my batch, the distillate taste was pretty much, it was non-existent. It was just peach flavored and the texture was really good. It wasn't too much gelatin. The Delta 8 ones, they were a little more firm. The Delta 10 was not. It was like a regular gummy. It was more enjoyable. Effects wise though, Delta 10 to me was more sedative. Delta 8 was mild. The effects, you know, I mean, they were nice, but they weren't like super potent. But that Delta 10 hit. And in my opinion, I would do that if you have trouble sleeping. Like sometimes I just be up and can't really go to sleep. That is a great gummy to take. Or, you know, if you just want to unwind and really just be on some, you know, super chill lounging type of shit, then yeah, the Delta 10 gummy will get you there. In my opinion, the Delta 10 gummy was more potent and more tasty and the texture was better. So me personally, if I was going to shop at Serene Tree and get the gummies, I would get the Delta 10. So yes, that's just my little 2 cents. And you know what I love to say, roll up, smoke something. I'll holler.
Hello, I have a YouTube channel called Quarter Life, and Serene Tree has allowed me to try a bunch of their stuff. And the first time I've tried Delta 10 has been from Serene Tree as well. So I've had their Delta 8 edibles and their Delta 10 edibles. And as far as the differences between a Delta 8 and Delta 10, I actually have noticed a significant difference. As far as Delta 8 is concerned, I feel like it definitely provides a lot more of like a complex high, very similar to Delta 9, where it definitely gets you really out of your head, really, where you have a great combination of the body high on top of the head high. You have that initial euphoric come up and everything kind of builds from there. And pretty much depending on how many edibles you eat, of course, is going to impact how out there your effects are really. So very introspective, very calming, relaxing, especially if I take it several hours or a couple hours before bed. Really noticing the body high when I'm going to sleep as well. And I enjoy it. As far as Delta 10 goes, I read a handful of things beforehand, hearing that it's a little bit more stimulating where the effects aren't as potent as a Delta 8 and all this other stuff. And I'd say that's pretty accurate. When I've had the Delta 10 edibles, you have that mental come up really. And other than that, it's, I'd say, more or less energizing, mentally energizing, but you really don't have much, if any, of the body high from my experience, even when I've had, say, 2 gummies to equal about 50 milligrams of the Delta 10. A Delta 10 is a lot more conducive to, say, having it during the day and when you're, getting stuff done. Delta 8 too, but with Delta 10, I feel like the focus is a little bit better because you're not as so far gone, but you still have a lot of the nice mental, relaxing, but also kind of euphoric benefits that you get from Delta 8. Just a significantly less body high, and I guess that's really it. Duration, I'd say it's kind of about the same in terms of the effects, but Delta 10, even when I described it in my video review of them, it's almost like Delta 8 is Coca-Cola and then Delta 10 is Diet Coke, if that makes any sense. Which it probably doesn't, but I enjoy both. I'd say Delta 8 is definitely more of a intense head and body high, whereas Delta 10 is a little bit more of a mild head high with virtually little or no body high. So hopefully that gives you some sort of an idea of the differences, and Serene Tree is fantastic from everything I've tried, as I said before, and in lieu of repeating myself again, that's it.
Hey, I'm Tiffany with Vapecraft. Here to share my experiences with the Serene Tree Delta 8 and Delta 10 vape juices. We've done a few reviews on them in the past, and I can say that for me at least, with the Delta 8 was definitely for me more of a body feeling over it being just kind of in my head. From what I understand, that's like an indica. I'm not particularly 100% familiar with all of that kind of thing. I definitely, though, have used the Delta 8 to help with like back pain. I've thrown my back a few times and it's definitely helped me. Delta 10 was 100% more in my head. I felt next to nothing physically. It didn't do anything for that, but it calmed my nerves a little bit. It was a lot more mellow of a feeling, and from my experience with it, it actually wore off faster than the Delta 8 does. Not good, not bad, just kind of how my experience went. The flavors on both of them, though, are pretty great, and I definitely do enjoy both the Delta 8 and the Delta 10.